The current state of the industry is such that master growers are aging, and with them goes the knowledge of growing perfect food. We need to preserve the knowledge. We need to actually capture and digitize this. And this is exactly what we try to do. We have a specific sensor that can understand the chemistry of the plant without touching it. So we can tell if there is an infestation before you can even see the visual symptoms of it. What we actually built here is a closed loop system. We actually release biological control agents on the plants. These are the good bugs that go on the plant and eat the bad bugs. The reason growers are interested in our solution is because right now they rely on humans. For example, placement of biological control agents require a lot of investment in labor. And most growers treat all of the plants just in case. We can reduce the loss by finding the problem at the earliest stage. But more importantly is the capacity and capability of our system to go and confirm that a treatment actually worked.
We've been working with Saber's team at Ecoation for the last 2 years. Without proper pest and disease monitoring, some of these challenges like whitefly and powdery mildew can get out of hand and cost us anywhere between $300,000 to $500,000 a year. So this system helps us find the problem sooner and can minimize the impact to our company and our bottom line.
This is a company that is going to change the way we produce and protect our food. I mean, think about your grandchildren. You want to be able to tell them that today you're able to eat this clean food because I invested in that company. That's why. Right? Right? It is why, truly. So I'm Saber. I'm a farm boy, plant biologist, entrepreneur. And I'm going to talk about growing food without pesticides. Because farmers put pesticides on plants for the same reason oncologists prescribe chemotherapy for the cancer patients. See, the dire circumstances force us to poison our body so we can live. It forces us to put pesticides on our food so we don't go hungry. We know the side effects, but when you're facing a later stage detrimental affliction, your treatment options are really limited. Now, I'm not here to talk about pesticides, but the circumstances that force us to use them. Because I believe if we change those circumstances, we can eliminate the need for pesticides in most cases. We have one big problem. Growers cannot be everywhere at once. And in industrial large farms, it's impossible for growers to tend to every single plant under their care. According to World Bank, the average size of a farm in North America is 459 acres. That's about 347 American football fields. And not all those farms are corporate farms. In fact, 97% of those farms are run by families. But in these large farms, when an outbreak happens, things can easily get out of hand, and it forced the growers to use pesticides to contain and control the problem. Now, some of you might ask, okay, well, we just go and buy organic food, right? Problem solved. Besides the fact that only affluent people can afford to buy organic, according to USDA, only 4% of the food in market is organic. Majority of our food come from conventional farms. Some of our food actually come from different countries with different pesticide regulations. But blanket use of pesticides can be avoided if we can inform the growers at the earliest stage where the problem is. And well, how should we do that? It's fairly simple. You have to look at the state of the plant instead of the conditions around it. And to do this, you have to ask the plant, how you doing? See, plants are like babies. They tell you when they're not happy. Of course, plants are more sophisticated than babies, because babies only cry when they're not happy. I mean, the reason can be dropping the pacifier and having a boo-boo. But plants are far more specific. Over many years of evolution, they evolved the signals that help them fend off the intruders, or even ask for help. You must have noticed the ladybugs that land in your garden and eat the aphids. And this is not random. Plants actively send these SOS signals by changing their chemistry to attract the ladybugs to come and find the aphid so they can get rid of them. Now, this is an amazing mechanism. When plants cry for help, they precisely convey information about exactly what's going on with them. They can tell you what bug is on them, how many, and where in the plant canopy they're located. So we have this beautiful system where the plant is an active communicator and the expert grower is a good listener. But the problem is the sheer size of the farm disconnected the farmer from the plant. What we need is a technology that can connect the farmer to the plant and enable them to find the problem early on. The problem with a lot of technology developers is that they actually undermine the knowledge of conventional growers, and that's wrong. Farmers actually know what's good for their crop, because growing is a mixture of science and art. Of course, there are many repetitive tasks on the farms that autonomous machines and AI systems can do much better than human, but there are many, many things that human can do better than the machine. So I think we need to combine artificial intelligence and intelligent augmentation to build engines for the farm technology, because we have to keep the human in the loop. And this is the most important thing. If we reconnect the farmer to the plant, and if we enable them to find the problem at an earlier stage, they can grow our food without pesticides. And this is exactly what we are doing at Ecoation. We're running our business based on a very simple principle. If you provide high-quality, actionable information to the farmer, they can make better decisions. And that leads to good action, which eventually result in higher yield, less loss, more financial gain. We started with a very crude idea, but with the help of our amazing mentors at CDL, we built a great lineup of products consist of semi-automated and autonomous robots that scan every square meter of a greenhouse and find precisely what's going on about your plants without even touching it from inside out. Our AI platform captures these measurements of plant defensive signals and incorporate the knowledge of the growers themselves, also professional crop consultants, to create perfect decision-making for what to do with the plant to bring it back to health. But our job doesn't end there. We actually convey that information to autonomous treatment robots that go exactly to the place where we find the problem and fix it with means that do not contain pesticides. We release biocontrol agents. We use UVC to rid plants of diseases. And we have international partners who now are going to take us to almost 80% of the market. So together, with this amazing corporates and companies from Netherlands and all over Europe, we built a revolutionary platform that really, truly is going to change the way that they produce and protect their food. So let me introduce you to Iris. Iris is our first autonomous robot in the greenhouse. And it can move on 100 rows of plants every day and row shifts on its own without any human intervention. And it can work actually on day and night. So by the way, the coverage is twice as much as a human can do. And as it moves down the rows of the plants, it used laser probes to measure the composition of the chemistry inside the plant and find the defensive compounds. We use our deep learning AI platform to find the stress patterns on the plants without even seeing the symptoms. So we can find pests, diseases, and deficiencies. We also measure temperature and other environmental issues, and even defects with the greenhouse. And as it moves, it also measures the number and the color and even the size of the fruit. So I'm going to show you what our customers have to say about you. Heard exhibit before in the video.
Hi, my name's Eric Schlecht. I'm the owner and operator of Delta View Farms. We have an 18-acre greenhouse in Delta, BC, and we grow tomatoes hydroponically. We've been working with Saber's team at Ecoation for the last 2 years to help automate the process of pest and disease monitoring. It's helped us to see our greenhouse more often. It helps us find pest and disease earlier, which reduces the impact on our production. Without proper pest and disease monitoring, some of these challenges like whitefly and powdery mildew can get out of hand and cost us anywhere between $300,000 to $500,000 a year. So this system helps us find the problem sooner and can minimize the impact to our company and our bottom line.
So we have multiples of these robots right now in various different places in BC, in Leamington, Ontario, in California, in La Piedad, Mexico, and as of last week, in Westland, Netherlands. And our database contained about 7 billion data points, and we're adding millions of data every day. Majority of that are actually labeled by the experts. And no, it's not just tomatoes. We have peppers, cucumbers, and pretty soon we're actually going to have cannabis. Not so proud to talk about that, but it's happening. So what I really believe is access to clean food is a human right, honestly. But right now, only affluent people can afford clean, quality food. But good technology, proper technology, can enable us to grow healthy, clean, affordable food for everybody. And it can democratize food quality. So I want you to imagine yourself 10, 20 years from now, having dinner with your family, and based on everything that we heard this morning, it could be on moon, I don't know. And again, as I said, you can look around the table and tell your family that I made this food possible by investing in Ecoation. So I want to invite you all to join us in our journey. We built multiple of these robots, but we're planning to actually build hundreds of them with partners that de-risking our hardware and open up almost 80% of the accessible market to us through their connections. Thank you.
Thank you. So Saber, I know that there's lots of people I can see that are kind of saying I've got a question, but we're on a tight schedule. I'm going to ask people to mob you after for that. I've got one thing with the remaining 1 minute of your time we've got. You told me beforehand. I mean, we could just say fantastic, good luck, on you go. But you've got this big room here, and you've got a number of people in the room who are already investors. Some people joined your board, right? And yes. So I'm actually going to ask Barney, who's joined your board and who's been an investor, just to say one thing, which is what should happen next to help you scale faster and bigger. Barney, can you just talk briefly, please? And sorry, Scott, I saw your hand, but we just got to leave you. Yeah.
Scott has one question. I just want to give my question to Scott. No, I think this company is a rocket ship. It's really exciting. Going to feed the world. And Saber's talk was actually accurate and honest. So this is really happening. I don't think as a company we've discussed what is exactly the nature of this next round. But I've been told just after the last week trip to Amsterdam that the new information, the demand is coming so fast that we're going to need to raise a larger round to basically go after this thing really fast.
Do you have a sense of scale of round? What sort of size? Range?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think at this point, I mean, I haven't talked to the team, so I don't know, but it's...
All right, it's an A round.
Yeah, this is a solid A round by now.
Okay, so can we just have the poll back, please? As I say, if you've got an interest in talking about kind of an upcoming financing round, there will be a sizable A round, or helping in any way to mentor and connect the venture, then please do. And again, apologies to the many who wanted to ask questions, but I would say both Saber and Miriam, co-founder at the back of the room, they're both very engaging, and I commend them to you. So we're very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.